Good morning, guys. It's me again. Just thought I'd touch base with you again this morning and tell you a little bit about my morning routine. So this is more of a regular day. It's a Monday morning. You all know how hard those are. After a good weekend of fun and family and tennis and studies and all kinds of good stuff. Time to go back to work. So I made myself a green protein smoothie this morning. Now the green part is important because, of course, the chlorophyll is like so close to what your blood is made of. So it's like just a molecule different. And so that's like a blood transfusion. So that's something seriously very awesome to have in your system always. Some sort of green. I vary it quite a bit as to what kind of green I use. I oftentimes I'll use a powder. Like I'll use say maybe barley green powder, spirulina powder, maybe a mix, maybe wheatgrass juice powder. I will use actual cilantro, which I know sounds really weird. And first when I tried it, I'm like, not sure about this. But then as I've gotten to use it quite a bit over the years, I really like it actually. It's so good for you in so many ways. And then sometimes I use parsley. Parsley is really good for you too, like really good for you. It helps you with especially in the summertime, it's really good because it helps you to not have as much trouble with dehydration and things like that. So it's also a good diuretic. I mean, it's just really good. So those are good. Really, any greens. Like this morning, I actually used a spring mix of like a spring salad mix because it had like a whole variety of little different types of leaves and stuff, which gives you all kinds of different minerals and stuff in there. And then of course they're so heavy and dense in the green chlorophyll. So it's really good. So I threw that in there. I'm not the biggest fan of the spring mix usually, although it's better than using like regular lettuce because I've done that too, and it's really not, I don't recommend it as far as it's not, I don't think it tastes as good. And honestly, nutrient wise, with regular lettuce you can get a ton of nutrients in other kinds of greens. So anyway, a lot about the greens there, but they're really important. So this morning, actually mine won't be too bad this morning because I did use honey, which I tend to use, and so with that honey, I mean, it's gonna mask it enough where it'll be fine. So it's just, I'm used to mine tasting very like yummy, like a yummy dessert shake, and this will be like yummy as well, with just a little tinge of probably like healthy taste to it too. But let me see actually real quick. Oh yeah. Okay, so I used ginger this morning, actually some ginger root, and because of that, because it's pretty strong, and also the turmeric I used some turmeric, and I've actually gotten used to using turmeric in my drinks, so I know it has a fairly strong flavor, but it's really good. This turmeric actually has some curry in it too, and so my drink actually has kind of that flair to it, which is really good. But anyway, so yeah, so some of those strong superfoods are kind of overshadowing any kind of like spring green lettuce flavor, so it's actually quite good. I love ginger. I mean, if you don't like ginger, you might be like, not sure, but if you start using ginger, you might actually really come to like it, because I've grown to like more spicy, stronger foods as time has gone on. I mean, I love red pepper and a lot of stuff. Like, in fact, I eat it literally every day. In fact, I take it throughout the day because it's so good for your circulation. It's so good for helping your whole body feel good and be healthy. It's so good for you. So I honestly, throughout the day, I take cayenne pepper flakes with when I drink my water a lot of times. I mean, like throughout the day. So so that's really, something I've come to really enjoy doing too. But with my drink this morning, I've got strawberries in it, because I had strawberries. A lot of times I'll use frozen blueberries to get kind of that more chilled effect to my drink. I'll do that a lot of times. And then of course, not only just I use the frozen part for that, and then the blueberries of course for the antioxidants and all the berry goodness with that. And blueberries happen to be like, I love blueberries. So anyway, so I do that. But this morning I had strawberries, kind of shake it up a little. And I actually used the leaves as well. I just threw the whole strawberry in with the leaves, because people might like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Well, actually strawberry leaves have been proven to be very, very beneficial for you, just like a lot of other greens. So, I mean, it's surprising how many different types of greens that people might throw away are actually really good for you. So, and honestly, you don't even notice them when you throw them in there. I've never noticed the leaves on the strawberries to make anything taste any different. I've tried them with it and without. I mean, to me, I don't taste a difference. So of course, you know, that's with my mix of smoothie, you know, and all of that. But anyway, so I threw that in there too, so I have that as well. And then let's see what else. What other goodnesses do I have in there? I have I used almond milk this morning. Sometimes I'll use the soy milk. I use the almond milk a lot, so that's what I used this morning. It has a lot of calcium in it, tons of calcium in it, which I've noticed helps me to prevent me from cramping, like in my legs and stuff, like with tennis or anything like that. If I miss almond milk for a few days, let's just say, I will start cramping. So, and my legs, they'll start up, because it is the calcium. I would be more depleting that. But anyway, so I did that, the almond milk, and then banana. I use banana. Banana gives you good energy, some good carbs there, and it makes for a nice texture to the smoothie too. But just be aware, if you use bananas, try to drink your whole smoothie like shortly. Like if you let it sit for the whole day or overnight or something with the bananas, it doesn't taste as good. You probably are aware of that, but I mean, you can still eat it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't taste as good. But right away, it's wonderful. So you know, I would do that. And then let's see, bananas. Yeah, I think that's pretty much protein powder. Threw some protein powder in there. I use a vegan protein powder, plant-based. I mix it up, so I don't always use the same one. I use whatever I can get on discount, because honestly, even though they have expiration dates, they're still always good past that. You know, it's not. And then also they, of course, will sell them usually before the expiration date too. But yeah, I use a vegan one now. I know that a lot of people like to use the whey protein powders, and those are good as well. I don't use those because I try to stay more plant-based, but I know people have good success with using the others as well. But anyway, so yeah, so I had the protein and the greens and all the superfoods and stuff, and that kind of gets me going for the day. I don't personally need like a huge heavy like meal for my breakfast, because I or you know, a ton of calories or a ton of like, you know, much of any of that, because I don't really do much when it comes to activity in the mornings. I mean, I go to work, I sit at my desk, and I mean, other than just walking around in the office or on campus, I don't really like do a lot of physical exertion, so I don't actually need much more than this. This will last me for a couple hours, and then, well, like, it'll be a couple hours before I start to feel hungry, and then I will actually have class here. I have class at an interesting time this semester, so it makes it a little bit challenging for my food routine. But it's fine, because I just, you know, I bring food. Like, what I'll actually do is I'll bring like some fruit, and then I'll bring like a serving of something like leftover from last night. So usually I'll try to get the serving from leftover last night in before class, which is like an early lunch. And then in the afternoon I might have, you know, like an hour or two later, I'll have, you know, a piece of fruit if I'm hungry. You know, I try not to eat too much throughout the day, but I do try to kind of keep it going with fuel for my system. Not a ton, just a little bit, because I don't need a lot, but I need to keep the blood sugar steady, and I need to keep my body from thinking that it's starving. You don't want to go there, because then you have trouble with weight loss, or you know, or even just keeping your body moving. You don't want it to shut down or to like slow down in the metabolism or any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, one more thing is this morning I always get my water ready for the day. Basically, for my water, I usually have stuff in it, because the more nutrients I can get in my body, the better. And then also, not only that, but I find that these nutrients really help me throughout the day. So I found that magnesium, I started taking like more magnesium. Like, so what I'll do is I'll put magnesium powder in my water in the morning. This morning's mix was the 3 magnesiums, citrate, malate, and glycinate or glycinate, however you say that. And those 3, oh my goodness, it's great. I mean, I don't always use that mix. Sometimes it'll be just, you know, citrate, or just, you know, one kind of magnesium. But this, and any of that'll work. It'll work if I just use one, or if I use a bunch of different kinds. But magnesium has really helped me for my my well-being and feeling healthy. Like, I used to get some headaches with my adrenal stresses with work and stuff, and I'm telling you what, this has really helped a lot. And then I use some other things, and I take some supplements, like herbal supplements and vitamins and stuff, which I will tell you more about another time. So talk to you later. Bye.